Hello, my people. How are you doing? I hope you are doing fine. Guys, it's another evening. Now I'm here, I'm seated here, and I wanted um, to explain something from a video I saw previously that someone was talking about how Germany is, German life, and so on and so on. So, guys, I'm going to be very precise here and say that, in fact, Germany is a country of opportunities, I tell you. And, you know, first thing, if you come to Germany, you have to do what the Germans do, you know, just like that, how to behave. If you don't know, you can ask someone, you can ask anybody, you can ask. In fact, there are some social offices like Caritas. You can ask for information, you can ask for advice. They will just advise you freely. They won't charge you any cent. So they are there for the people. So, guys, I tell you, if you see Germans in your country, coming to your country, if you come from Africa and you see them during holidays, just enjoying themselves, doing what they want, drinking how they want, swimming, enjoying themselves. The life is not always like that in their countries. So in their country is work, only work, work, work. So if even sometimes you don't have time to call anyone, to communicate with anyone through phone, because I was just like that. I had this mind also when I was in my country. I was thinking that Germany, when you come here to Germany, is only, yeah, you just party every day. So that was my mind, but it's not the case. It's not the case, guys. If you, for example, if you work for 5 good days, and sometimes you work for 7 days without free day. I remember one time I had to work for, I think it was for about for about 1 year. I had to work without a off day, like 5 days, and then during the weekends I had to work in an hotel. So I had no free day. My free day was okay. Was that during the weekends I used to work like half a day. So the half of it was my free day. So I had no free day. So, guys, if you come here to Germany, one thing, if you want to stay in peace and you want to stay without any problems, any stress, guys, if you land here, you have to go to school, learn the language. If you don't know, if you don't speak German, you have to go to school, learn the language, at least get a Heinz, you know, so that you can know how to greet the people, you can know how to respond to questions like what's your name, some things like that, simple things. And if you are married to a German person, either a male or a female, it doesn't matter. If you are married here and you are fresh here, you can go to school and at your own time go to work. because if you are married to a German, if you are married to a citizen here, let's put it this way, it must not be a German. You know, there are some people from other countries who are citizens here, like Turkish or something, who are born here. So if you are married here, of course, automatically you have the permission to work. So you can go to school during the day, and if you have time, let's say you don't have kids or something like that, you are flexible, you can work during your other time, you know, because the school is not, I think it's like from 8 to 12:30, something like that. I remember I used to start at 8 o'clock up to 12:30. So during the other time, you can work just like for 2 hours per day. And that is, if you work for 2 hours per day, that is 450 euro per month, of course. That is like that. That is the medium or the mini jobs. Yeah, mini jobs. Those are the mini jobs you can work. So if at all you want to work, if at all you have this uh, morale, you know, if at all you have this need to work, you know, so you can work. There is no problem. And you know, but you must learn Germany first. And I think it is a very good idea if you go to school and work part-time. And also, you know, during this work, you'll be talking to different people, you know, and learning through speaking, you know. You'll speak with different people. You can't learn alone. Okay, you can't learn from the school alone, you know. You have to you have to try to practice speaking with people, with different people, with your co-workers, with your boss, with everyone, you know, with your wife, with your husband, you know. So, and I tell you, the best thing to learn Germany is to listen to cartoons, you know. Cartoons are very good. Every morning or every time when you have time, just open the watch cartoons on TV, you know, they are very helpful. They are very helpful. So what did I saw from the video? I saw that someone said that it's very difficult to learn Germany, is very difficult to live in this country. I tell you guys, if you are interested, it's not difficult. It's not difficult. For me, I um, I was very good in languages when I was in school in my country. I was very good in languages. So German language was not very difficult for me to learn because I had already learned introduction in my country. So what was remaining was um, the other what do we call it? The other positions, you know, like B1, B2. You know, I have a B1 certificate, B2 certificate, and then a Beruf bezogener Deutsch. I have those. So that was not very difficult, and learning to me is very interesting. I love school. I love school. Even when I was young, when I was a child, I used to love going to school, you know. So there was no stress, there was no difficulty in learning German language, you know. It was just smooth. And by that time, I used to work part-time also in an hotel. So I um, I tried very much to talk to people. You know, when someone talks to me English, you know, in an hotel, you'll meet a lot of people talking to you in English because they think that you can't talk German, you know. And it's automatically like that. If someone I have I have met a lot of people when they see that you are an African, you are black, they automatically they start talking to you in English. So I don't know what they think. They think that you don't know Germany or something like that. It's like that. So they used to talk to me in English, but I will respond that one in German language so that I can learn. So it was not very hard for me to learn German. So like another person in the video said that learning German is very hard. It's not very hard. So if you are at home, you are in Africa and you are scared that learning German it will be very hard for you. No, it is not hard. It is not hard. And the people are very friendly there because if you are there in that class, you'll meet a lot of people. Even you'll meet a lot of people who comes from your country. You know, you'll make a lot of friends in that school because all of you are foreigners. Only the teacher is okay, let's say a citizen of Germany or something like that. But even the teacher, I never met a teacher who is a racist. They were all friendly people because they are dealing with foreign people. They have to be very friendly. So I never met a German teacher who was a racist. All were very friendly and um, very interesting, of course, very interesting. So, guys, working. If you work here in Germany, you will be well. You'll be very okay with the rules, with the government, with you know, with everything, you know. So, mm, when I came here, I will tell you my story. When I came here, I tried to look for a job. My first job was, I told you before, was in an hotel. And I found the job myself through the internet. So it was not very hard. But going to the job, it was a little bit far because I had to take a train from where I was staying to the town where I used to work. And the train was passing I think after every 30 minutes, I think. So if you miss one, you have to wait for 30 minutes for the next one. And I had some challenges also because my daughter was small that time. She was 5. And on my way to work, I had to take my daughter first to kindergarten and then I take a train. And sometimes if I take her to kindergarten and then on the way I'm a little bit late for the train, that means I had to wait for other 30 minutes for the next train. And sometimes it was stressful because if you reach at work a little bit late, it was like, tension, like, what were you doing? Where were you? Because here, people are paid according to the hours you have worked, per hour. You are paid per hour, you know. So if you are late, like sometimes I used to come 30 minutes later, and then I was saying I have a small child and I have to take her to kindergarten first, and then I take a train. So if the boss had no children, he cannot or she cannot understand. That's one challenge because if you get a boss who has no children, they will not understand what you are going through. So that's one challenge. And they will expect that you come there, you reach the place of work on time, of which sometimes you can't because of the child. So it will be a little bit of a challenge. But that was, I did not, they did not fire me, so I left the job myself because I got somewhere else, a better place. So I left the job just by myself because I had another job somewhere else. So here in German, I've been working. I have always been working, So, and that saved me very much, saved me. Because as I told you in my other videos there is another video where I explained how I was almost um, deported, because I was married here in Germany, and by that time it was 2010. By that time, you had to stay with your spouse for at least 3 years so that you can get the legal papers to stay here. Even if you divorce after these 3 years, it wasn't a problem. But guys, I divorced before those 3 years. I told you in my previous video already that I divorced uh, with 2 years and 10 months. That was only 2 months remaining to get the papers, and he knew that I was almost going to accomplish these 3 years. So he was in a hurry that we get deported, before those 2 months. But I was so, that was okay. I went to as I told you, there are offices where you can get advice from, social offices like Caritas. So I went to Caritas, one of they have an office here in my town. I went there and I got information, I got advice. There was a very nice guy there from, I think from Spain. Yeah, from Spain. He is a very, very nice guy. So he advised me what to do. You know, he advised me what to do. He told me, just stick to your job. Don't leave the job at this critical time. That job of yours will save you. The job will save you. So I just stayed in my job because, as I told you, I was always working here in Germany. And by that time, my daughter was in kindergarten. So he told me that here in this side of my daughter, if I'm not working and my daughter is in kindergarten, there is a possibility that we get deported because my daughter was not in school. She was only in kindergarten, and that was a critical matter. So he told me to stick on in my job, and my job will save me. So I continued with my job, and I tell you, my job helped me a lot because if you work, if you have a job, a good job, and you pay taxes, you pay Steuer, they call the taxes, they call it Steuer. So if you pay Steuer, they will have an understanding, they will tolerate you like that. Something, let's put it this way. They will tolerate you. And if your kids are in school, they will also tolerate you. Something like that. That's an advantage. So I got some help from Caritas, from that social office. And you know, my ex-husband was very much, he liked that, okay, he was hoping and praying that we get deported. So he just moved from the apartment and he left us in the apartment alone. So he moved to another place, and he was checking on us every time, every now and then, to make sure that when we ask for a flight, he is ready to pay the flight. So he was coming every now and then and okay, um, knocking the door and asking us, when do you want to fly back? When do you want to fly back? If you want to fly back, tell me. I'll I will I will buy you the tickets. So there was a very funny happening there between, because our visas were expiring. I don't know when. So we went with the help from Caritas, from this social office. We went to the embassy and we prolonged our visa. Like, they told us that because we are having a case, we are having a case of divorce here, and we have not finished yet 3 years in Germany, so they will tolerate us. So there is a piece of paper. They don't give you an ID, the Aufenthaltstitel, they call it that way. They give you a a piece of paper, printed piece of paper. I don't know how many pages. I don't, just small piece of paper with, like, I think 3 pages. I don't know. I don't know. Um, they call it Duldung. That is to tolerate someone. You are given this piece of paper when you have either when you have a case, when your stay is not stable, when it's shaky, something like that. So we had a case of this divorce and whatever, you know, what have you. So, and uh, I was telling you that our visas were going to expire, and we went and took the papers, the Duldung. For you are given this Duldung for 3 months, this piece of paper to tolerate you for 3 months. After these 3 months, okay, during these 3 months, um, they will work on your case. They will decide what to do with you. So if to deport you or to give you the Aufenthalt. So they gave us this piece of paper, and then we knew that we have 3 months to, yeah, to sort ourselves. This day, our visas, our Aufenthalt, our old visas were expiring. We went to, I think we went to München to visit someone during the weekend. So my ex-husband came during that weekend because he was hoping that we are just flying to Kenya and what have you. So he just came to make sure that the apartment was empty, because he was also what do you call it? Hiring. He was also hiring, yeah. He was also hiring our apartment. He wanted to come back to this apartment and stay here because it's a very nice apartment. So he was hoping that we are being deported, and then he will remain with the apartment. But that time we went to visit someone in München, so he did not find us. When we came back, he came again and asked us. He knocked the door, and I was so like surprised. What do you want here? After all that you have put us through, it was like surprise. So you are still here? I told him, yes, we are still here. What's happened? What's happened? I think your visa was expiring yesterday. What's happened? So I did not tell him what happened. So I told him, you know what? um, we did not go and we are staying here legal. We are not illegal here. So what happened? I'm not going to tell you. It's not um, it's not for you to know. So you will just hear a lot. Okay, you will hear I told him we will meet in court, and you will know what happened, something like that. So he went away. Oh, sorry, sorry. I'm not trying to to push you or to do anything. I told you you have done a lot already, so leave us alone. So he went. So guys, we are still staying here since 2012. We are staying here in the same apartment. So he gave up. He gave up. He gave up and went somewhere else. Looked for an apartment somewhere else. But that was a trying time. It was hard, and I tried to stick to my job. You know, the way I was told to do. I tried to stick to my job, and I worked there for some years, and that job saved me very, very much because we did not we did not get deported. Instead, after the this paper of tolerance, we were handed some. We were given out after a lot of proofing how we are staying, how we are surviving, and what have you. So my daughter, the next year, she joined school the next year, so everything was just fine. And my job was okay. I changed my job to another job. So I just worked here till I got used to everything and I opened my mind to new ideas and you know I learned how to you know I learned how to cope with things here, and at this time I have no problems with any authorities and whatever, and I had no problems from the start. It's only that it was a trying moment that time because we had not finished 3 years, and but now we are good. Now we are good. We are okay. And I sometimes meet my ex-husband. Sometimes he has another family. He got he invited a lady from Ghana here in Germany, and the lady has 3 children. They came, all of them, here in Germany, and he's staying with them somewhere in another area. Um, but he wanted to stay in this section, in this street, and he came to me and asked me for permission to stay in this street. I said, no way. He asked me, is it bad when I come and stay in another apartment but in the same street with you? So I told him, no, no way, you can't stay in this street where I'm staying. You have to look for an apartment somewhere else because I am not ready to see you, yeah, passing there, going to the shops, and okay, and I'm going to the same supermarket, and we are meeting at the same supermarket, and the way you like talking, you like asking questions, I'm not ready for that. So he just looked for an apartment somewhere else. So guys, as I told you I wanted to reply the video which I saw here. Someone said that here is very difficult to learn Germany and to live here. It's not difficult, guys. Don't be scared of okay, but we have different experiences. People have different experiences, you know. I have mine. The one who was talking about problems here, as they have their own experiences, you know. So you don't know, you can't okay, but all in all, guys, everything is fine here. Everything is just simple. If you follow what the people do here, you just follow the rules and regulations, you work, you find work, you learn the language, is everything is just simple. In fact, in this country is the simplest country to live in than other countries, you know. So I will stop there because time is not on my side. Tomorrow I'm going to work very early in the morning. I'm waking early in the morning, so I have to sleep now. So if you want some other videos or if you have some questions, please ask me. I will reply you in my next video tomorrow, or I will take my time to reply you personally, you know. So just write a question there. Just contact me. I will see what I can do, you know. And if you are new here, just contact me. I will explain to you what to do without any hesitation, you know, guys. Just ask anything you want to know here, and um, the papers you want to get, you know, just ask, and I will be so glad to answer you accordingly and where I can. So thank you so much for stopping by, and I wish you a very nice evening. See you tomorrow again. Thank you. Bye. Have a lovely night.